Hey guys, what's going on? So, I want to jump on here real quick and just do a quick little introduction. I have a couple of my buddies that are on this episode of The Missing Factor, but I wanted to jump on here and do this quick little part because we did the episode outside because it was an awesome day outside, and I actually forgot my mics at home. So there's not quite a few. There's some parts in the video where the wind is pretty ruthless. So there's some parts in the video where it's kind of difficult to hear what we're saying, but the majority of it's still good. So I wanted to put it up there, and I'll definitely be having these guys back on the show, and everything else. So hope you guys enjoy and all that. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you all in just a second, I guess. Alright, bye guys. Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of The Missing Factor. Right now I am here with Greg Price and John Dewolf. These are a couple of my hemo homies. Whoa,
whoa! Be careful. Watch, be careful on that one, buddy.
They're also hemophiliacs. I'm just gonna kind of run by. I kind of told you about what it was like for me growing up. And everything else. Greg, how about you?
Well, I mean, I think we've all had our pain and suffering. I mean, I think everybody's got it differently. And, you know, it sucked growing up, but a lot of it was due to my own stupid mistakes. You know, if I could turn back the clock knowing what I know now, I think everything on life, not just hemophilia, it'd be a lot better. I mean, I just made bad decisions. You know, a lot of bleeding, didn't take my medicine when I was supposed to, and it's been really detrimental for me as I've gotten older.
I think a lot of your decisions in life have been kind of
they've been terrible. Terrible, Sally, terrible. But you know, I mean, you just got to learn from them. That's the thing, is just don't make the same mistake over and over again. You know, if you learn from it and you grow, you know, like I said, you all make mistakes. You just got to move forward.
How about you, John?
You know, I definitely made a few mistakes growing up. You know, whether it was playing football when told not to, or just being lazy on taking your medicine. Thankfully, I've gotten a little smarter, and I don't make those mistakes now.
I think we all get lazy with taking medicine. So I mean, I don't know how to advocate to the younger crowd on, you know, hey, how important it is to take your medicine because we've all messed up and now we're paying for it. So I don't know how to get that message across.
I think now is that they're so much more proactive with infusing, you know, 2-3 times a week. And
yeah, because you know, even when I didn't have to prophy when I was younger, I still didn't take advantage right when I had a bleed.
Well, back when we were younger, prophy wasn't in our vocabulary because there was so many.
Yeah, but there was also times that I know you as well, we'd get a bleed and we would say, let's see if it just gets better by tomorrow. And today we feel like we have a bleed and we just infuse. So you know, and I know a lot of kids, you know, younger guys still do that today. And like I said, I don't know how to make that disconnect so that they don't end up like you and me. You know, John's got it pretty good, or you know, he's got problems, but he's been very fortunate. Yeah, he's still running and working out, playing basketball. I mean, John is a great example of, you know, 32 years old, you know, hemophilia, prophylaxis, but yet he doesn't display all of the stuff that maybe Drew and myself display. I know I can't run much anymore. I know Drew can't, but John still hits the treadmill, plays basketball, softball, and you know, he's had his complications as well. But for 32 years old with hemophilia, you know, I think you would tell that Drew and I would be more affected than John himself.
You're 32.
Yep.
You're 31. So back then, you know, being diagnosed with hemophilia wasn't like on the agenda of checking in the blood. How did your parents find out that you were hemophiliacs?
Foreskin. No, yeah, during circumcision they found out for me.
you know, even though I had a circumcision, they didn't find out at that time. They found out about a year later. You know, or even hockey or some of those sports. I didn't learn to ride a bike till I was 18.
Really?
Yeah.
Loser. I mean, I'm sorry.
Total. I could drive. The joke was always I could drive a car before I could ride a bike. So,
yeah.
Do you have like adult training wheels?
You know, I was gonna put training wheels on the car because I figured it was just the natural progression of things, but I didn't. So I missed out on some of those opportunities. But at the same time, you know, you learn your limits. You learn just how to deal and cope with things, and you grow up a little faster. But you also usually, I think, you grow up a little smarter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think, you know, for me it was just, you know, dealing with the bleeding. My parents, you know, they didn't let me miss school. You know,
really?
No.
Oh, I missed a day a week about.
No, I didn't.
I was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I always had a fake injury.
No, I tell you, it wasn't until high school when I could talk my way out of it. But in elementary school, middle school, you know, I was there on crutches. You name it. We had factor in the nurse's office.
Yeah. Come on, Carol.
Exactly, Carol. Jeez, you already got me mutated. Now you make me go to school. I'm still dumb. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it was hard. I mean, and the other thing too, it's not like the kids made fun of me, but just for my own, you know, psyche. You know, one day I'd be there on crutches, and the next day I'd be out chasing girls on the playground.
That's where I got made fun of a lot, is people thought I was always faking because I'd be there one day with crutches or a wheelchair.
See, what I learned is that if you make fun of yourself first, it takes all the fun away from people like John. So, you know, if I just start ripping on myself, he's gonna be like, well, he's making fun of himself. I can't say anything that's gonna help.
No, I still go in.
Well, I know,
Yeah,
but he still can't hurt my feelings. But yeah, that's about it. I didn't have any problems with the sports and stuff. My parents did let me play all that stuff, you know, and skateboard and 4-wheel and all that stuff. I just, you know, it was more of me and my mental psyche and how I handled it. And I still struggle with some of the same things today. With just, you know, having to deal with, like, right now, I'm on crutches, you know, and I had a massive bleed yesterday, and it's just, it sucks.
Yeah,
you know?
Greg actually has we think Greg has a bleed in his ankle right now.
Looks fine to me.
I think it looks just fine. I think he's just
Yeah,
milking
right.
this.
I wish it was just fine. But it sucks, you know, I mean, it just give you hand bleeds, and you know, I already got a bad ankle, so I got, you know, the bleed was in the good ankle, you know, stuff that you guys have already heard about, I know. You know, it's for me, some people are mentally more stable than I am. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm crazy, but they are, you know.
You know, I remember as a kid some elbow bleeds just because the nerve is right in there. That would be pretty painful. But, you know, even worse than that one, I remember I had a Hemophiliacs bleed. And, I remember it hurt to do everything. It hurt to sit up. I couldn't laugh. I couldn't, you know, I think I had a cold at the time, and I would cough and I'd feel it. And, I thought I was turning into a hunchback because I was walking everywhere, you know, just at this 90-degree angle. I didn't go to school for 2 weeks.
Wow.
It was pretty awful.
Yeah, that's bad. I tell you what, I'm going to change mine because I just remembered something. 6 years ago, I was working in insurance sales, and I had an arm bleed at work, had to go home infused, and one of my colleagues didn't know anything about hemophilia and tried to straighten my arm out with a bleed. And right at the time, we were getting a big snowstorm in St. Louis, so everybody's trying to get home, traffic. It took me 2 hours to get home with a massive elbow bleed. I almost called an ambulance in the middle of traffic on the highway. That was probably, I was 24 years old. I mean, that was probably by far the worst bleed I had. My roommate didn't know how to infuse me, and he wouldn't because he was scared. So he literally took my hand because my elbow was locked up and just guided it in for me. That one was bad. Bad.
What about you, Drew?
Chest bleeds were always really bad.
Chest?
Chest?
Wow.
Yeah. Like the muscles in the chest.
Yeah.
In the chest.
Pectoral?
Yeah, and I remember dentists having bleeds in the mouth where you just couldn't get the bleeding to stop.
Dr.
And
Gusdial?
You would swallow the blood so your stomach would get upset, and it was bad.
Miserable.
Yeah.
It is.
And I remember if an awesome trick, and I learned this young, if you ever have a mouth bleed or you're bleeding in the mouth, suck on tea bags.
Yeah. They have a natural coagulation.
What if you don't like tea?
Then suck it up.
Suck it up.
Edit.
But yeah, we always kept tea bags in the house. You just put that where you're bleeding, and it would clot it up.
I did too, and it didn't pull the clot off when you pulled the tea out either.
But when you go to sleep, you end up sucking that clot right off, and you like blood. And
I remember that definitely.
I don't.
Yeah. I remember, just a baby tooth would fall out now.
Right, yeah, just any minor little thing. So I think this is going to kind of wrap up our time. I appreciate you guys being here. You can always check me out on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/The Missing Factor and like the page there, or go to YouTube, which is youtube.com/Missing Factor 8, the number 8. And now we are on WeBleed.org.
You want to give me a plug?
Go find Greg Price out there. What's your? It's Hemophilia. He does a show called Hemophilia TV. What? I don't even know where you're at now.
What do you mean? I'm right here. Oh, I've taken a small hiatus, but we're on social media. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/Hemophilia TV, YouTube, Twitter. We're out there.
And John Dewolf is just kind of cool.
Yeah,
John,
I don't have any.
What are you
TV
working on,
shows.
John? You're working on your workout stuff on a personal basis, like one-on-one?
Yeah, pretty much just one-on-one. If anyone's interested, feel free to drop me a message at Facebook or on Twitter. ElKabong34 on Twitter. Or on Facebook, just search John Dewolf. There's not too many of us.
So please subscribe, guys. Like the page. Make sure you check out all these sites. Some good guys out there. And thanks so much for watching. And we'll catch you next time on The Missing Factor. Bye, guys.